What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 66, and we start today's episode off with Michael Keane coming to us and asking if he can play in this game against West Bromwich Albion for the first of three in today's episode, taking on West Brom away at the Hawthorns. Of course, a previous Career Mode side of mine, managed them in my FIFA 15 main Career Mode, taking on West Brom away at the Hawthorns. But I actually have a question for you guys right to begin today's episode off with, and I'd love for you guys to leave a comment and answer this question as soon as possible. Basically, I just want to know whether you guys are enjoying this year's FIFA or not, and how you rate the game. On Twitter over the past few days, I've been talking about this year's FIFA quite a lot, and I've been saying how I don't really like playing the game offline. I find it very tedious, very slow paced, very boring for the most part, to be honest, and I'm not really enjoying playing against the AR and Legendary, not really finding it as much as a fun challenge as opposed to a challenge which is really tedious for me to try and take part in. But to be honest, I've been getting a lot of mixed responses from you guys on Twitter over the past few days. Some of you have been saying that you agree with me and you don't really like this year's game. It is, of course, so much different compared to previous FIFAs we've played, but a lot of you guys have actually been telling me that I'm talking rubbish, which is totally fine, and that you really enjoy the game and you enjoy the gameplay mechanics this year. Personally speaking, I don't mind it online. It's not too bad, but offline, I just really don't like playing against the AR and Legendary because I find it very boring, and of course there's very little point in dropping difficulty when I'm obviously not struggling too much. It's not really a case of me finding the game too hard. You know, I discussed whether I thought this FIFA was too hard or not earlier on during the series. It's not that I find the game too hard, it's that I find it quite boring a lot of the time and quite frustrating and quite tedious. But I'd love to know your opinions, guys. As I said, I spoke to some of you guys on Twitter over the past few days. A lot of mixed responses. Some of you guys seem to enjoy it, some of you guys don't. Let me know if you guys enjoy this year's FIFA or not in the comment section down below. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys. Tell me whether you're playing offline or online, and if you're playing offline, tell me what difficulty you're playing on, and tell me how you rate this year's FIFA. Do you like the difference in the gameplay? Do you find it quite boring? Do you find it tedious? Do you prefer it? Do you not like it like me? What do you guys think about this year's FIFA? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys. But still, taking on West Brom for the first game of today's episode here, we took the lead through Mario Balotelli's 9th league goal of the season. Really funny goal as well. I drilled across into the centre. My man auto-switched to Loftus-Cheek, but for some reason, Balotelli rifled the ball in without me asking him to do so. I was hammering down circle, but it was whilst I was controlling Loftus-Cheek, so the game sort of took over for me and allowed Balotelli to smash the ball into the back of the net. So thank you, game. That made it 1-0. We were leading at the break as well in this game. West Brom had some chances. Victor Anichebe, or Anichebe, however you say it. I always used to get it wrong in my West Bromwich Albion career mode. One of the two. Had a couple of good chances in this game. One was well saved by Jack Butland, and that header went wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. We had a good chance late on in the game as well. Connor Plyanka's shot was well saved by Bowles Myhill, and then eventually Balotelli put this sort of deflected effort from Ryan Tyler behind for a goal kick instead of a corner, which he was going out for, so I don't really know why he did that. I didn't ask him to do anything. I was still holding down L2 button at that stage. But still, the game finished West Brom 0, Watford 1, and we did pick up another 3 points. And that game sort of summed up why I'm really not liking this year's FIFA, because for me, against the AR and Legendary, it's very slow paced, it's very tedious, and it's very frustrating to try and carve out chances when the AI always play a certain way. And online, I'm not really that fussed about the game this year. I still don't like too much how the passing I find very difficult at times. But online, it's not too big of a deal. But offline, these are the sort of games right there. You saw the last league game, the last episode on Monday against Southampton. We drew it 0-0. Fraser Forster did have a stormer, in all honesty, I can admit that, and kept us at bay for the entire game. But either way, a lot of the games in this year's FIFA, you will find that you draw them. You know, you seem to draw like half your games, and if you do win or lose, it's typically a lot of the time by just a 1 goal. I think the most common scoreline this year's FIFA must be a 1-0 scoreline, a 1-0 result. And, you know, maybe you guys think differently to me, but online, I don't mind the game. I think it's okay. To be honest, I'm enjoying the online gameplay sometimes. Passing can be frustrating, but it's not too bad. At least, you don't get pace abuse in every single game now online, as you used to in FIFA 15 a lot of the time. But in this year's FIFA, offline against the AR and Legendary, again, it can be very tedious, can be very poor to play. But I would like to know your opinion. So if you disagree with me, if you do agree with me, do let me know in the comments what you think anyway. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys today and see what you guys think. Still, we take on Basel for the second of 3 games in today's episode here in the penultimate group stage game in the Champions League. And what a fantastic group stage it has been for us in the Champions League as as well. Our first ever Champions League campaign with Watford in this series, and we've already qualified for the knockout stages. We haven't guaranteed to place top of the group though, so coming to this game away in Switzerland, we were targeting another 3 points here, and as you can see, we started the half off pretty brightly, a couple of good attempts, and we'd also take the lead as well on the stroke of half time, and it's goal number 1 for our number 15, Inaki Williams, getting his first goal for the club. We signed him from Bilbao for £5 million. He hasn't done too well for us, admittedly, has gone on the pitch a few times, but hasn't scored yet until now. Inaki Williams heads in this corner and does make it Basel 0, Watford 1, so really pleased with that. The first half, as you can see, the home side dominated possession and didn't do much other than that, but we did take the lead through that Williams goal, and that was great to see. And in the second half, once again, not much really happened, like a lot of FIFA games this year, until the 73rd minute, when unfortunately for us, the Swiss side would get themselves back on level terms through the centre-back, Michael Lang. And I think the goalkeeper should have saved the Inaki Williams header. The Basel goalkeeper should have saved that one, in my opinion, and I think that Butland should have saved this shot from Lang as well. So both goals in this game, in my opinion, should have been avoided, and the goalkeeper should have been doing better. As you can see, the shot comes in from Lang here. He takes it on first time. It does go through the legs of one of our defenders, but Butland, he's been in great form this year, but that shot is not right in the corner, and it's not struck with too much power. I think Butland should have got gloves on that, but he didn't, and Michael Lang, the centre-back, does ensure that Basel will grab themselves a point, and as you can see, the game does finish Basel 1, Watford 1. In the second half, this is typically what I've been discussing in this episode. You can see the stats right there. Apparently, we'd only had one shot, which isn't true, obviously. You saw we had more than one shot in the game, but we only had 41 possession, Basel had 59%, and there just weren't too many opportunities in the game to show you, really. And I guess that's the main reason why I'm finding this year's FIFA quite frustrating offline, because there's just so little, attacks and so little chances that get created by both sides a lot of the time, and possession is always almost dominated by the opposition, which is kind of annoying. Still, we take on Liverpool for the third and final game of today's episode here, back in the Premier League, hoping for a better game, if nothing else. Most importantly, of course, hoping for the win. Taking on Jurgen Klopp's sides, they will come and take us on. A pretty interesting looking Liverpool lineup, that one, isn't there? A couple of new signings in there, and some very unfamiliar faces, you might say, compared to some of the players that Liverpool have had in recent years. Still taking on Liverpool, and the first chance of the game would fall to us in the 21st minute. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's effort was well saved by the Hungarian goalkeeper Adam Bogdan, and it was still 0-0. And from there, we got the ball back here as Buffal finds Schneiderlin. He plays that wide towards Ryan Talley, who whips across into the centre. Again, Loftus-Cheek goes for goal, this time with a header, and it hits the top of the bar and goes behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 as he went in search of the first goal of the game. Great chance there, but just couldn't find the back of the net. In the 31st minute, Liverpool had their first chance of the game, but Texera's header goes wide of the post and behind. That's not going to trouble Jack Butland. It was still 0-0. At 5 minutes before the break here, another good chance for us to open the scoring. Ryan Talley finds Riedewald through towards Loftus-Cheek, again going through one-on-one. Gets tripped up by Yilleri as he takes it round him, and the referee does award us a penalty with just 4 minutes to go. So Loftus-Cheek tripped up. He was looking very, very good in the first half of this game, causing a lot of problems for Liverpool. You've seen I'm playing him in striker role this year a lot of the time. I do fancy him as a striker. I think he could do quite well there, and he has been looking pretty impressive, especially in this game, as he does win us a penalty here just before the break. So it's going to be Mario Balotelli, a former Liverpool player, against Adam Bogdan from the spot. Talk about drama just before the half-time mark. Balotelli against Bogdan, Italy against Hungary, and it's Watford who take the lead against Liverpool. Mario Balotelli showing respect, not celebrating against his former club. We signed him from Liverpool on a pre-contract during last season. He came in this year, and he's already reached goal number 10 in the Premier League. He's already into double figures for the season. What a start for Balotelli here at Watford. He has been fantastic. I know a few of his goals have been from penalties, but I don't really care, to be honest. We take the lead in this game. Balotelli notching up another, and it's Watford 1, Liverpool 0. So really pleased with that. And 5 minutes after the restart, Ryan Talley went pretty close with his free kick, going just off target and behind for a goal kick. And 5 minutes later, we had another good chance here. Again, Ryan Talley on the ball, picks out Conor Plianka. The Ukrainian goes for goal, but he puts the shot wide of the post and harmlessly behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0 in this game. 5 minutes later, though, another good chance, this time for Liverpool, one of their rare ones in the game. I gave the ball away with Schneiderlin. It comes through to Sturridge, and the shot comes in the centre, but what a save that is by Jack Butland. Absolutely superb stop by our goalkeeper, and it was still 1-0. And in the 75th minute, with the game coming to its close here, Conor Plianka goes down the right-hand side, takes it around Lovren here, gets himself inside, crosses to the far post. Ryan Talley goes for goal on the volley. What a lovely goal it would have been as well. But unfortunately for us, the former Bolton goalkeeper Bogdan makes a good save and gets it behind for a corner. But it was how the game would finish. Final score, Watford 1, Liverpool 0. So we did have quite a few chances in this game, but once again, a familiar scoreline for us. We get the win by just a goal to nil. It is good to notch up another clean sheet. That is now 4 in our last 5 games in all competitions, but either way, once again, seeing the game separated by just a penalty was pretty frustrating. But I guess the most important thing was the win. We got it, and it's another goal for Balotelli, his 10th in the Premier League for Watford so far. I said it was a gamble bringing us to Vicarage Road. I know I've said this a few times, but I'll say it again. I said it was going to be a gamble, but I'm telling you right now, I am so glad I took the plunge because he has been absolutely fantastic for us, and it is really good to see. Still, it does end the episode though, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, so it's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this year's FIFA. Are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? What are your main gripes with the game? What do you like about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to read your opinion. So thank you for watching the episode regardless. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.